Hello and welcome to Heart-repreneur TV. I am your co-host, Velma Gallant. I am super excited to be here today with you inside of our Facebook group, and we will be out there in YouTube land shortly. I have a very special conversation for you today, and I'm really excited about it. Today's topic is double your prices in 10 minutes. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm super curious about this conversation. So my special guest today is Monica Bozinov. I hope I said that right, Monica. Monica specializes in the inner game of money. And yes, it all started with her own mess. Isn't it the way we always start? As she started her business a decade ago, she tried the money mindset thing only to find herself doing mental gymnastics. When she finally understood the money body connection and how money blocks are only a symptom, not the problem, that's when her business changed. The inner game of money is about diagnosing and resolving the underlying root cause, not just the surface issue. And so let's face it, it's never about the money. Welcome to the call, Monica.
Thank you, Velma. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
I am really excited about this. And you shared inside of your bio some really interesting thoughts. And I have been considering them and rolling them around in my brain since I had your bio in my little hands here. And that is, I loved your description of a money mindset and the mental gymnastics, because mindset and mental, right? And mental gymnastics. I get that,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really mental.
That makes two of us, right?
Right. And so I'm curious as to why you believe it is not a mindset issue, but there's a money body connection.
Yeah. So, as entrepreneurs, we basically have a good mindset. You would not start your own business with a bad mindset, right? We're optimistic and fun people from the start, right?
Right.
We're not the I hate the world, right? We're not that kind of people. We don't have a bad mindset. Now, think of it. Money is a physical energy, much like your house, your spouse, your car, your business, your bank account.
Mm-hmm.
It's a physical asset. So is
Okay.
money. It's not a concept, it's not an idea. So, money at survival level, that's the first level of money. Most of us in like Western world, we cope, we survive, right? And then you have the abundance part. That's an emotional energy.
Okay.
I allow myself to prosper. I allow myself to deserve, to enjoy, to have pleasure, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's an emotional energy. So surviving, that's a body issue. And our emotions are also in our body. It's not, we don't feel in our head, right? Are you a parent?
I am. Yes.
Okay, so let me illustrate this. So go back to when your kids were really small, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so imagine this. You're on your way to bed, and on your way from the bathroom to the bedroom, you go into your children's bedroom. And you stand by your child's bed. You watch that precious little being, and you feel how you love them. Feel that. Where do you feel that?
It encompasses my whole torso.
Yes.
For me, it encompasses my whole torso. It is very much a heart thing, but it rises up and it also drops down as well.
Yes. Can you see how emotions are physical?
Yes.
Right? Or imagine someone saying something really mean to you. You know those people that they know exactly which button to push to make you feel really bad?
Yep.
And they just throw out something and it hits you. And it's like you get a fist right in your solar plexus. Sometimes you just want to go, ugh, right? It
Right.
hits
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt your head. It hurts your body. And then your mind goes racing after that physical kind of, ugh. And now your mind goes, ooh, right? So we know by now that we have neurons all the way through our body. There's
Mhm.
more information at any moment in time going from your heart to your head than the other way around. There's more information going from your gut to your brain than the other way around. That's how this thing, the brain, it's blind, it's deaf, it's very isolated. It doesn't know how to interpret anything if it doesn't get feedback from somewhere else.
Right. So it's the mind is a receiver.
Yeah. And the processor, right?
Okay. Yep. Yep.
So if you feed the brain with the wrong response to what goes on, you will make bad decisions.
Okay. That makes sense because as I was listening to you, and it starts in the body first. So I burn my hand, for
Mhm.
example, that starts in my body, and then the nerve cells and everything like travel the information up to my brain, and then I react.
Yes. Because
Right.
now the body says, danger, danger, this is painful, right?
Yeah.
Or you want to raise your prices. And you grew up in a home, which most of us did, with a scarcity mindset.
Mhm.
People like us don't make very much money, right? So most of us, pardon?
Money doesn't grow on trees.
Yeah, right? And so
Mhm.
most of us grew up with that kind of talking and dealing with money. And now, as we start our business, we set our price level and we say, well, I need this much to survive.
Right. Yeah.
And now someone like me or a coach comes and tell you, hey, you should double your prices. The body goes, danger, 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 right?
Yeah.
And
That's
the,
that. Oof.
and the brain goes, oops, can't do that because my nervous system is telling me this is dangerous.
Hmm. That makes a lot of sense. It travels in our ears down into our body and then up to our brain. It doesn't
Yes.
go straight from our ears to our brain.
No, no.
Okay.
So that's why I say money is a physical energy because we have a physical reaction to money
Hmm.
and different levels of money and how to deal with money. And we learn, right? We learn most of the stuff that we know about money. We learned before the age of 6 by observing our parents. And we didn't have much of a cognitive brain back then, right? Before the age of 6, you're kind of in a state of hypnosis. So
Right.
there's no ability to critically question, right? I mean, like the clients I've had, the stories I've heard, about, oh, I went and picked some flowers, and then I went to the neighbors and I sold them flowers, and I got a penny, and then my mom heard what I had done, and she made me go back and return the money. That's painful. And now you start your business, and that story is still alive in your nervous system because you never had the chance to process that.
That makes a lot of sense to me. That makes a lot of sense to me because I mean, I do a lot of work with beliefs,
Mhm.
and around those beliefs have been created at that same time as what you're talking about with respect
Yeah.
to our money experience. And yes, you're right. Like our 6-year-old mind doesn't have a lot of the data that we have now. So we've got more data up here,
Mhm.
but is that information, and it makes sense to me, it sounds to me like that information regarding money that we learned as a 6-year-old is actually stored in our body. It's not stored up here in our data.
Yeah. So, and right when there's a misalignment between your cognitive brain and your emotional state,
Hmm.
which one is the strongest?
Physiology is going to win out every single time.
Yes. And this is what is called procrastination, holding back, self-sabotage, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's this thing, I mean, like we've all had that coach that told us, well, you didn't do what I told you to do, so it's all on you,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
And it wasn't that we didn't know, it wasn't that we didn't want to, it was the nervous system going against us. So that's why I talk about the inner game of money. We need to have the nervous system working together with the cognitive mind.
That makes
Because when we go into stress, right, blood leaves the brain, goes into the arms and the feet, preparing us to fight or flee, right? Or go into freeze, even worse. And it's a horrible place to be in making financial decisions.
that is interesting. I really that makes a lot of sense, because how do we fight the money tiger? Right? How do we fight the money tiger? We're using a physiology system that's ready to attack that real live tiger. But how do we do that, right? Like there's some dots connecting for me, even though
Yeah.
I'm not articulating it super well. But what I'm hearing is that I've made money a tiger.
Yes. And you know, you hear those stories about how stress works, and it's like, yeah, the saber-toothed tiger on the savannah, 2 million. Like, no, it's way closer to home. It was that 4-year-old
Mm-hmm.
in the living room, observing mom and dad discussing money. The 4-year-old had no idea of the concept of money,
Mm-hmm.
but it understood this is a tiger. It's way closer. We don't have to go back millions of years to the savannah.
No, but the physiological response is the same,
Yes.
even though it's, I mean, clearly we don't have to deal with tigers. We definitely don't. However, if for example, as a child, I heard my mom saying, we need to do this, or we should do this, and the father going, no, we can't do this, we can't afford this.
Mm-hmm.
Or even going more to getting angry that she even asked, right?
Yeah.
Because everybody's experience is a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
But especially when if or your dad is upset
Mm-hmm.
because there's a bill that needs to be paid that they can't pay, right? So there's his worry, and all of that stuff is what we're picking up on.
Yeah. And
And
the shame of not being able to be the family provider that maybe mom, his wife, expected.
mhm,
The expectations in family, the expectations in the industry, be going bankrupt, right?
mhm,
I have this with, I work through this with so many clients that had parents that had their own business, a bankruptcy, a
mhm.
divorce. All of a sudden the safety is gone. Like there's so much yucky yummy stuff that we can work through, right?
I like
And
that. Yucky yummy.
because I know the upside.
Right?
The
Yeah.
upside is so amazing when we go through that muck that is still in our nervous system. So what we need to do is we need to bypass this thing, because the brain can't see this stuff, and we literally tap into the nervous system, and we make it safe again. And that's when the change happens. So that's why I love doing such a thing as double your prices in 10 minutes, because it's really fast. We don't have to dive into something that's very deep and dark, and we can still get a result to prove that this works.
Right.
Yeah.
Um, and I like that, because what I heard in simple terms was, what you do is you make money safe again.
Yeah. We make money safe and fun,
Mm. Hmm.
because that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be safe and fun.
Right, right. Because because I mean, at the end of the day, if it is a physical construct, which it is, if it's a physical construct, it can either be it can be a weapon or it can be a toy. It
Yeah.
could be a tool. There's a lot of different ways that we could be using it, and how we use it is going to be based on whether or not we believe money is safe or not.
Yes. Is there enough? Am I deserving of having it? What will people say if I get more?
Mm-hmm.
What will happen? Who will I have to be? What will I have to become to get that level of success?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And that this is fascinating. I see this over and over and over again. People talk about the fear of failure. Very often I see the fear of success being even bigger.
And that makes sense to me, because I know, with my first business, that would have been absolutely part of my experience then, because um if this succeeds and I get really busy, am I going to have the time for my family?
Yeah.
Right. That would have been one of the things that is really important to me. Could that still be inside of me? Absolutely. However, I am single and an empty nester, so I don't have to worry about that stuff. However, is that still in my body? We have one question here. Can you elaborate in the fear of success?
Yes. So the fear of success is about what I said, who will I have to be? Because we have a picture of successful people very often that they are a certain kind of people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we see people that we admire. And then how do I do that? And we also, very often, there's a fear of being attacked. If I become that successful, people will want money from me, right? We hear people that are hugely, greatly successful. They talk about this. There's this tug of war between them and their family or friends, right? You're successful, you should pay us, right? If I get that far, what will people say of me? What if then I fall? I will fall so far. It will be so painful. Like there are so many unknowns.
Yeah, there would be a lot of layers. I mean, there's always that discussion, oh, if I won the lottery, look at all the friends that would come out of the woodwork.
Yeah.
Right. So how do I know who are going to be my real friends?
Yeah. And also, right, people who win the lottery, it takes, like, is it 3 or 5 years, and they're back where they started, or even in a worse financial state,
Mm-hmm.
right? So like, Velma, let me just ask you, because the topic was double your prices in 10 minutes.
Yes.
But you have a few, like, services, packages, or something that you provide, I guess.
Yes.
Yes. Is there any one of those that you know that you should be charging more, or someone told you
Oh yeah,
you should be?
absolutely.
Okay. So just
Absolutely.
absolutely. So just think of one of them. The one that you know. Okay, I should raise my price.
Okay.
Okay. And anyone watching now can do the same. Just think of them. This is so fun because we don't have to disclose information. We just have to feel it. Okay.
Right.
So think of that one, like, is it a package or a service, right?
Yep.
Think of doubling the price. Did we have an emotional reaction to that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The heart goes right up into my throat.
Brilliant. Okay. So do you want to play with me?
Absolutely. Let's do this.
Let's do this. So what's the sensation right now, thinking of doubling your prices of that service?
Actually, it would be the solar plexus vaults all the way up to my throat.
Mm,
That would be more accurate.
thank you.
So
That was great information.
yeah, there's a whole lot of tightness here, and it's Yeah, once as it gets pulled up to my throat, it's like there's no wiggle room there. Like it's so tight that if it had to go up any higher, it'd probably snap.
Yeah. So you can't say it even.
Yeah.
Like, think about saying that new price level out loud.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Think about doing that now on the live, right? Woo. So let's just have some fun with this. Have you ever tried tapping?
Yes, I have.
Okay. So let's have some fun tapping around this.
Okay.
So what's the resistance, 1 to 10, to raising your price, doubling your price right now?
It would be a 10.
Great. Okay, let's see if we can shift that.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll just do a tap and rant and just dive into, because tapping is a container and a release method. So we don't install anything negative when we say the negative. We just voice what is. It's kind of a, spring cleaning of your house. You can't meditate your house clean, right? You have to do the work.
Yep.
So this is the same thing. So just tap along with me, say what I say. And if I say something that's not right, you just say, Monica, no, that's not it. It's like this. Okay?
Okay.
So just follow along. So we'll do the right where the eyebrow starts, so you can feel the first strands of hair. And then on the side of the eye, under the nose, in the crease of the chin, and where the collarbone meets the breastbone. And then end top of the head. Okay?
Got it.
Yeah. So just tap along and repeat. And everyone watching can do the same, whether you watch it now or later. Okay. Wow, Monica must be crazy.
Wow, Monica must be crazy.
She's asking me to double my price.
She's asking me to double my price.
I can't do that.
I can't do that.
What would people say?
What would people say?
Am I experienced enough?
Am I experienced enough?
Am I good enough?
Am I good enough?
Will people believe that I can deliver?
Will people believe that I can deliver?
If I raise my price, I have to give more.
If I raise my price, I have to give more.
What if it doesn't work?
What if it doesn't work?
What if no one believes that it's possible?
What if no one believes that it's possible?
What if they think, oh, she's full of herself?
What if they think, oh, she's full of herself?
Can I really charge that much?
Can I really charge that much?
Who do I think I am?
Who do I think I am?
I refuse.
I refuse.
Monica, you cannot make me raise my price.
Monica, you cannot make me raise my price.
Let alone double it. That's crazy.
Let alone double it. That's crazy.
Okay, take a big deep breath. Think about doubling that price again.
It's probably a 5.
That was not 10 minutes.
Nope.
Yep. So what's left in your system? How does it feel now?
It feels like anxiety. It's not up in my throat anymore. It's just in here.
So what is the anxiety saying to you right now?
Well, it's bouncing. It's bouncing between my throat and the solar plexus. Articulating this.
What's the feeling?
It's what will other people think?
Brilliant. Let's go with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. What will they think?
What will they think?
What will they say?
What will they say?
Yeah. Like, I'm a really positive individual.
I'm a really positive individual.
And I tell people not to worry about what people think.
And I tell people not to worry about what other people think.
But look what just happened.
But look what just happened.
I actually worry about what other people think.
I actually worry about what other people think.
And it's not a mindset thing.
And it's not a mindset thing.
I can actually feel it in my body.
I can actually feel it in my body.
I honor this emotion.
I honor this emotion.
I honor this sensation.
I honor this sensation.
I do care what other people think.
I do care what other people think.
I don't want to be rejected.
I don't want to be rejected.
I want them to love me,
I want them to love me,
to like me.
to like me.
Please buy my stuff.
Please buy my stuff.
And now I'm supposed to double my prices?
And now I'm supposed to double my prices.
No, I can't do that.
No, I can't do that.
It feels dangerous.
It feels dangerous.
Good. Okay. Take a big deep breath. Once again, think of doubling your prices and feel the resistance 1 to 10.
Probably about a 4, 3. Like it's definitely not as intense.
Okay. So what's in the 4? If the 4 could speak, what would it say?
So it moves from what other people will think to what I think it has, like, one of the things that we articulated earlier was around I'd have to give more. Like in order to charge more, I have to make sure that I'm giving more.
Mhm. Right. Okay, let's do some tapping. Let's do some tapping on that one. Let's see what happens. Yeah. Wow, so there was an insight.
Wow, so there was an insight.
There's something they're telling me.
There's something they're telling me.
If I charge more,
If I charge more,
I have to work even harder.
I have to work even harder. Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah. And I work hard enough as it is.
And I work hard enough as it is.
I don't want to work even harder.
I don't want to work even harder.
So what if that's not actually how it works?
So what if that's not actually how it works?
What if doubling my prices
What if doubling my prices
would help my clients be more invested in the work?
Be more invested in the work. Mm-hmm.
And they would work harder.
And they would work harder.
And they would get better results.
And they would get better results. Ooh.
Mm-hmm. What if I would actually do them a disservice?
What if I would actually do them a disservice?
Charging what I charge now.
Charging what I charge now.
Because a coach doesn't work hard.
Because a coach doesn't work hard.
A coach provides space and safety.
A coach provides space and safety.
For the client to do their own work.
For the client to do their own work.
And I so love my clients and I want them to get the optimal result.
And I so love my clients and I want them to get the optimal result.
So what if I were to double my prices?
So what if I were to double my prices?
Okay, take a big deep breath. Now feel into that one.
Well, it brings up the consideration that the ones that are willing to invest in their future are actually the ones that I want to work with. If it's too affordable, then I'll end up connecting with the people who aren't willing to do the work and would go into that victim mode and blame me when they don't get the results.
Yes, exactly.
That is
so. Velma, my suggestion to you is that you double your prices.
Thank you. It's a very interesting, it is an interesting perspective shift. And what I appreciate about this experience is that intellectually I have had those conversations before, right? Which is where it does um connect to bringing the conversation out of the mind and into my physiology.
Yeah. And can you see, like, nothing of what came up was an intellectual thought. They were all sensations and emotions.
Mhm. Mhm.
And you stated yourself, right? Everything you say can and will be used against you. That's how I work. You said physiology will always win, right?
Yes, absolutely. It doesn't matter if I know something in my brain. It really doesn't matter. Can I use what's in my brain? Absolutely. But it doesn't actually hold the power over anything.
Yeah. So can you see now the problem with only focusing on positive thinking, mental strength, and habits?
Mhm.
Because we will be fighting an uphill battle all the time as long as we don't align with the physiology, the nervous system, and our emotions.
Absolutely. It makes
And
complete
it, yeah, and it creates so much shame and blame. So that's really, like, that's my mission. I want to take the shame and the blame out of this, right? We are yucky human beings with contradictions and stuff and baggage, and we have work to do.
Mhm.
And the more of this work we do, the more of the shame that we take away, the more compassionate we can be with ourselves,
Mhm. Absolutely.
the more compassionate we can be with others.
Absolutely.
And as a coach, the difference that makes.
Mhm. That is that is really that it's been a very fascinating conversation because I can feel the difference of, I mean, you used it. You used my words against me. Or
That's
for
what I
me,
do.
actually would be the better you used my words for me.
Yeah.
I think it's a better explanation. Um, yeah, because it brought the thoughts into my body, right? So it yeah, it replaced that.
Mhm.
It replaced the knot, the tightness, um, with another thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That's what we want, right? We
Yeah.
want the cognitive and the emotional to work together, because we talk a lot about these days. I get so excited. We talk so much about empowerment, right?
Yes.
Yes. Empowerment is not in your head. It's in your body, right? Your body is your vessel.
Mhm.
Your emotions, they are your fuel. And your sense of self, that's the engine. So we need that. We cannot build a business around a concept, an idea, or an intellectual thought.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, because it never makes it into the physical.
No,
If it
you
stays
can't
up there, it
manifest.
never makes it into the physical.
No, you need to bring it down for it to become real, to manifest. That's how we manifest things, right? It's
Mhm.
not positive thinking, it's bringing it down and making it real. I
Mhm.
mean, even now, as we are talking about you doubling your prices, it's kind of like happening, right? It's evolving just by speaking it. We're bringing it down. And this is literally a bottleneck.
That makes sense. That makes sense because I brought my solar plexus up into the bottleneck. That makes a lot of sense. I love that. And I loved the reference that you made. I mean, I watched you and you're like, I get so excited about that. right? Like, where's that? That's right here. That's not up here. That's right here,
Yeah.
right? And I recognize that feeling very much.
Yeah. And that's the difference between enthusiasm and passion.
Ooh,
And passion is so much more powerful. It's so much more powerful than willpower, right? You see all of these entrepreneurs going on willpower and they're exhausted. But when you speak with passion, then people feel you, right? They resonate.
Yeah.
So there's so much more power. Like the further down you go into your body, there's so much power there.
Yeah, because this isn't the tuning fork. This is.
Yeah. That's where all the fun is.
Right. That is awesome. And we've popped over. We're 5 minutes longer than we usually are. And I want to thank you so much, Monica, for sharing your time and this perspective and this information with us here. I'm grateful that you shared this with me because I got to experience it. I'm super grateful about that. And I hope that you guys out there were tapping right along with us, because I'm going to hazard a guess that I am not the only one in this wide, beautiful world that has some of these physiological responses to money.
Why do you think I chose that subject or the topic, right?
Well, and it's something that we all play with to a certain degree. I mean, like I totally, it makes a lot of sense. Do I see where this type of mind, physiology, language all connects in other areas of our world and our lives? Absolutely. Money's something we all have in common.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for your time today, Monica. This was brilliant. I very much enjoyed it. I look forward to the comments of people, especially as the replay goes out there. For those of you out in YouTube land, by all means, come and join us at the Facebook group. You'll see the link right there on the bottom, facebookgroup.com, groups Heart-repreneurs with Terry Levine. Join us, have a conversation with us. You're going to hang out with a lot more heart-based business owners like myself, like Monica, like Terry. And we'd love to hear your feedback on what did you experience? I really want to hear that. I really want to know. We want to know. We absolutely do. And you will find Monica in our community. So come hang out. If you have questions for her, you will find her there. Have an absolutely brilliant day.